What's good,
going
everybody?
on, world? Back with another episode. Hold on, restart it, man. Restart it.
No. Go ahead.
Go
ahead, coach. Go ahead, man.
All right. Come on, let's rock and roll. All right. Come on. All right. What's going on, world? We're back with another episode of No Pressure Podcast. I'll be hosting today. Coach Miles, Booby Miles, whatever you want to call me. Got my brother Teej with me. Coach Teej Fiasco. Oh, you still going by Teej Fiasco?
Only a little bit of people really call me that. It's just Fiasco, but these days it's Coach.
Can we get into the origin story behind Teej Fiasco?
Yeah, I'll make a long story short because I can be kind of long-winded. Back in high school, Lupe Fiasco found out his birthday was February 16th, just like mine. His album Lasers was finna come out. So I just made my Instagram name Teej Fiasco. That shit just stuck. My boy John Douglas used to always call me Fiasco. Every time I see him, yo, Fiasco. So yeah, bro, it just stuck. And yeah, that's how it came about. I think that's still my Twitter handle too.
Shout out. Yeah. Shout out Lupe Fiasco, man. Legend for real. Kick Push, one of my favorite songs ever.
Slept on, definitely.
The youngest don't know about Kick Push.
No, hell no. They don't know nothing about all. If we were able to, without like copyright issues, we'll play it for them. But it's all good. They can just Lupe Fiasco, Kick Push, tap in, let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, facts. So let's hop right into it, man. Let's hop right into it. Ain't no need for the small talk. Let's hop right into it.
Let's do it.
All right. So I think a topic that we can discuss on here, we had a little back and forth a couple days ago, right? Matter of fact, we had a couple back and forths. Yeah. So I think the first one we can talk about is the Russell Westbrook blunder. I think that's a good word for it. Blunder at the end of the game against the Timberwolves. If you didn't catch it, the Nuggets were up. I think they were up one. Mm-hmm. Russell Westbrook got a steal. It's like 10, 15 seconds left, whatever the catch may be. Mm-hmm. Russell Westbrook gets a steal, has a fast break layup. He kicks it ahead to Christian Braun. Christian Braun throws it back to him for an easy layup, easy 2-on-1 fast break. We work on it every day in practice, Russell Westbrook, he misses a layup. Misses a right-hand layup on the right-hand side, right? All right. Mm-hmm. No big deal. We sprint back down. All we need is to stop the win. Somehow, some way, balls get swung to the weak side of the floor. Russell Westbrook closes out, and he runs right into a three-point shooter. All right. Mm-hmm. He misses the shot, goes to the line, makes 2 free throws, puts them up 1, misses the last one on purpose. No time left, so it's not like the Nuggets can do anything. So, long story short, Russell Westbrook misses a layup that he didn't have to take. Mm-hmm. Then he comes back on the other end and compounds a mistake by fouling a three-point shooter. Mm-hmm. One of the worst plays in basketball. One of the absolute worst plays in basketball, fouling a three-point shooter. That's one of the things that really grinds my gears. Fouling three-point shooters. All right. So I say all that to say, it's no hate towards Russell Westbrook, but one of our group chats, we kind of going back and forth, me and Teej going back and forth about the situation. I say Russell Westbrook, that's a boneheaded play, man. I'm done with Russell Westbrook. I'm tired of these plays that he makes. It's just utterly ridiculous to foul a three-point shooter, compounding the mistake of missing a layup that he didn't have to take. All right. And you get on me. You come down on me pretty hard, right?
Definitely. Hell yeah. The reason being is we're like what 72 games into the season, and this is the first time I feel like you brought up Russell Westbrook. This is the first time, like you said, the one mistake he makes, two mistakes he makes in this game in particular.
I was about to say it's two.
You let 30 seconds, 30 seconds of 30 basketball seconds. So y'all know that can be like a minute or two. 30 basketball seconds pretty much impact you saying you're done with bro. When you used to be one that would, advocate for Westbrook. You love how hard Westbrook plays. Again, none of that has changed. But you let that small instance go to the point where you say you're done with bro. So that's just where I kind of was like, bro, he's been having a good season for the Nuggets this year. Now, I watch the Nuggets a lot. Nikola Jokic is arguably my favorite player in the NBA right now. You can attest to that. I brag about him all the time. I mean, I just think he just plays basketball the right way. Absolutely. So I enjoy watching the Nuggets. So Russell Westbrook is one of my all-time favorite players. I'm an OKC fan. Russell Westbrook obviously grew up in OKC with the organization, carried us to different places that we got to, averaged a triple-double 3 straight years. Just great things. Now, am I a little bit biased when it comes to Westbrook? Yeah. However, I can admit that, yes. Westbrook does some dumb shit. I know that for a fact. He does some dumb shit. He does dumb stuff. However, what we're not going to take away from is the impact he has had since being a part of the Denver Nuggets. It's been minimal. I vividly remember maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago when Jokic and Jamal Murray were out, he led them to a victory versus the Lakers where he almost got another triple-double. Voluntarily coming off the bench. I think his record when Jamal Murray is out, and don't quote me on this, but it's like 23 and 12, 23 12, 23 and 13, something like that. So well above 500 when he's in the starting lineup when Jamal Murray doesn't play. And one thing you never have to question is his energy and effort. Now, I saw a quote on Twitter that is true. You live by Westbrook and you die by Westbrook. That's just the way it goes sometimes. And you just happen to criticize that one moment in the game, but you're neglecting what he's been doing the entire season, which has been what he needs to do for the Denver Nuggets. So I just think it was a little bit harsh criticism on your part, saying like you done with him. But like I said, I can be a little biased. So I wonder what the viewers think. But you can't say you're done with him, bro, off of a mishap. Like, I mean, shit happens. I know Westbrook was pissed off about it. I mean, I know he closed out and just damn near tackled the guy, but it was an unfortunate play. It was an unfortunate
play.
Though,
Coach. That's my thing. Like, that's my thing. Look, listen to what you're saying. Damn near tackled the guy, which, yes, that's exactly what he did. Viewers, if you did not watch the game, like, I mean, what TJ just said, that's pretty much what happened. He closed out on a 3-point shooter and just completely just runs right into him. It's just compounding mistakes. Like I said, found a 3-point shooter that's already like one of the worst things you can do, to go along with missing a layup that you did not have to take in the first place. If you don't take the layup, you probably win the game. I mean, Westbrook, he's a vet. He's been in the league for a very long time. He's a future Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. It just grinds my gears, man. It grinds my gears. It's no
Coach,
way that should happen. It's no way you should lose a game like that.
I definitely feel what you're saying. First things first, like you said, in that situation, let me ask you, because like I said, as they're going down the court, it's probably about like 12, 11 seconds left on the clock, and it's a wide open layup, and they're only up 1 point. So, and if you're in that position as a coach, would you want your guys to take that layup to go up 3, or are you going to roll the dice at the foul line? And in my honest opinion, if we have a wide open layup up 1. I don't know, Coach. I don't think I'm mad at the layup. Especially, it wasn't a contested layup, bro. Bro should have made the layup. Simple as that. We talking about a layup.
Yeah.
So I don't think
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the layup.
Yeah, I'm not. But he just missed it. But like you said, like you're up 1, you get fouled, then you're playing a free throw game. You can go 1 for 1. You can make both. You can miss both. Who knows? A layup should be damn near guaranteed, especially from Russell Westbrook. Anybody in the NBA really should be making a wide open layup in transition. But I mean, that's neither here nor there, bro. I think we just go for the sake of time and the topic. We gonna just agree that it was a boneheaded play. He did compound mistakes. I just thought you were a little bit harsh in saying you was done with Russell Westbrook. That's it. That's all, bro.
But this is my thing too. And I salute you for this. you have always been a Russell Westbrook guy. You've always commended how hard he plays, how much energy he brings, how much passion he brings. We love that as coaches. So, to your point, it's hard for me to come down too hard on him, because at the end of the day, he's gonna come out the next game. And matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the next game, I think he had 30, something like that.
No,
I mean, at the end of the day, he's playing with.
They haven't played. I think they played. They might play tonight, Coach. Oh no. They did have another game because Jokic didn't play. They had a back-to-back. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think he played pretty well. But I mean, regardless of that, no matter what we say, no matter how hard the media is on him, no matter what Stephen A. got to say about it, he gonna play his heart out every time he steps between those lines. I mean, that's why you gotta love him. I'll never forget the game. R.I.P. Nip, R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle. Like, I'll never forget the game. He had 20, 20, and 20. Like, that's one of the most legendary things that I've ever witnessed in my whole entire life. And it was just like a flat out tribute to Nipsey Hussle. Like,
yeah, like he set 20, a mission. 20, 20. Exactly. He set a mission and was like, I'm going to go out here and do this for Nipsey Hussle. And the fact that he went out there and did it is amazing. And what he said in the post-game interview, man, like, if you know, you know. If you that's for my dog.
If you know, you know. Like, he didn't even explain it to that.
Yeah, like, and the real ones know. And I mean, like you said, that's like, what a tribute to pay to a legend, man, whose life was tragically taken, man. But like you said, I just looked it up. Russell Westbrook, goddamn, played 40 minutes, had 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Probably shot about like 45% from the field. But the issue is, I'm a huge Russell Westbrook advocate, but why the hell is he shooting 10 threes? Why the hell is Russell Westbrook shooting 10 threes?
Well, I mean, if Joker not playing, then he got a little more leeway to do whatever you want to do.
10 threes?
Shit, somebody got to shoot it.
Okay. All right, man. But I guess, I mean, I feel like they had a lot of people out, but I mean, I look at SGA, who again now is currently also one of my favorite players playing on my favorite team. SGA ain't really shooting that many threes, bro. He's getting 30 a game, 31, 32 a game, MVP front runner. But again, like you said, Westbrook is just Westbrook on Westbrook. Then you either love him or you hate him. I don't feel like it's no in between. I'm on the love end of the spectrum. You are too. You just gave my boy some criticism that, I mean, he responded from, but it accounted for a loss, so that's unfortunate. But man, I was
hey, man.
My students. Oh, go ahead. My students, man. They tune into the podcast sometime, and they be giving me different topics and stuff that they want to talk about. But something that we were discussing, that I want to run by you is, hindsight. They say it's 2020, and of course you played college basketball, and I think that was a large reason, and that why you want to go to college was to continue to play, continue your basketball career. So I want you to just walk with me on this path. Let's take basketball out. With the hindsight that you have now, so Miles at 30, or about to be 31. Hey, my boy got a birthday coming up, y'all. Make sure y'all tell him happy birthday in the comments. Also, I forgot to even acknowledge it last episode. Y'all see the AirPods. He got them connected to the laptop. He's good. So I don't want to hear no more Miles headphone slander. Yeah. Go on, pop it, gang. Go on, pop it. But so back to with hindsight, like I said, knowing what you know now, 12th grade Miles, would you still go to college, knowing what you know now, and not with basketball as a factor? So Miles as a student, would you go to college? Not necessarily Brevard, but would you go to college knowing what you know now back in the day?
Let me ask you this. Are my parents still a big factor of my upbringing?
Yeah.
Just me? Is this just me? Like, take all the other factors out.
I mean, however you want to take it, Coach. I mean, like your upbringing is the same. So, like, we still know each other. Your parents,
okay.
Your parents. Okay. Yeah, I'm just asking, like, what you know now, but the knowledge that you have at 30, would you and you were sitting down with 17, 18-year-old Miles as he's figuring out what he's doing, would you tell that Miles, like, man, you should go to college, man? Or, what would you do? So what would Miles Levis do knowing what he knows now?
The reason why I asked about my mother and my father being in the picture, because they were a huge influence in me going to college. They had my mental just straight up, like, you have to go to college. If you don't go to college, you'll be a failure. You'll end up a bum. You'll end up not making no money. Like, that's how they had my mind wired. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. In fact, a lot of the older generation, that's what they grew up on. That's what they grew up on. That's what they know. So they pretty much instilled it in me that I have to go to college. And if you don't go to college, you're going to be in a bad space. Now that I'm 30 and the world has changed, I don't feel like college is the determining factor in your success. At the end of the day, if you got your mindset to something, you can make it happen. If you have that mindset, if you got that mental fortitude, you can make it happen, college or not. So that's first and foremost. College was good for me, man. It's something that I really needed. It taught me a lot of things, in terms of being responsible, being on time, being punctual, being able to finesse, being able to operate in different rooms, being able to have a conversation with somebody that you don't know, making friends, building relationships. Mm-hmm. College it teaches you a lot outside of just books, outside of, being book smart. So, I mean, I'm still an advocate of college, but I do feel like times have changed to the point where you don't necessarily need college in order to do what you're trying to do. Long story short. But that's a great question, though. That's a really great question. I know we had this conversation before. Talk to me about your thoughts about it.
So, our upbringings were different. My mother graduated high school, didn't go to college. My father didn't graduate high school at all. So college was never really pushed on me, specifically by my mom. Like, it was never really pushed on me. It was kind of one of those things where I think when I say expect me to go to college, because, I just had good grades. Like, it was always A's and B's, 4.0, honors classes, AP classes. So it was like college just was the thing. And so, like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, because I feel like not we were manipulated, but it was, go to college. You got to go to college. You got to go to college to make a living. You got to go. Everything you alluded to earlier. College is the way. It makes stuff easy, and whatnot. Where,
right.
I went to college, and everything you said unrelated to the book. So, the meeting people, punctuality, time management, discipline, all those things. College did expedite that stuff, and I'm grateful for that. But I also feel like college is scam, might be a little bit of an extreme word, but I think it's a money grab, because I don't understand why, if I'm a marketing major, why in the hell do I have to take European history my freshman year? I don't give a damn, respectfully. I don't give a damn about European history. I don't see general education courses are kind of wild to me. Like, why are y'all forcing me to take these courses that I have to pay for because I didn't have a scholarship? So, I don't get that. Then, I personally feel like too that there are other ways to, like you said, make a living. Like, and then teaching, being a teacher, I quickly realized that, college is not for everybody. Shit, college is barely for me. Coach, my GPA, my first semester in college, and Justin Wilson, my roommate, can attest to this. I had a 4.0 in high school. My first semester of college was a 1.8. I thought that the shit was going to be, I didn't have to study in high school. I don't know, shit just stuck. It just stuck. I took my notes. It stuck in my head. I didn't have to study for shit. Could take ACE test. It was nothing. College, man. when I got that 1.8 GPA and it said you are on academic probation, and to this day, my mom, if you listen to this, this is your first time, and you could this is her first time. No, I had a 1.8 GPA. Sharon ain't know nothing about it. I knew in that moment I had to get my shit together. I was about to go to the crib because they was going to take my financial aid, and if they would have took my financial aid, my ass would have been going back to Charlotte. So back to the point, like the reason I had that 1.8 GPA is because I not thought college was a game, but it was harder than I thought. The hardest class I had was, you can guess it, not you can guess it, but you won't guess it, was music appreciation. Music appreciation was the hardest class I've ever took in college because it was classical music. I thought it was gonna be like, rap, hip hop, shit like that. It was classical music, bro. All that shit was the same. I walked in, this is for the test. I walked in for the first test, failed that shit. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it one more test. If I fail this next test, I'm just dropping it. I'm just not going to the class no more. Go to the second test, didn't know shit. Drop the class, coach. So with that being said, long story short, 1.8 GPA. I had to have the discipline to lock in because my schedule was very, very beautiful for a college kid. I only had classes on Tuesday and Thursday. So on Monday and Wednesdays, I went to the library. I locked in, got my shit together, studied, all these things. I was able to boost my GPA up, and I was never on academic probation again. But I said it to say, like, someone who I thought was prepared for college based on what I did in high school or what I thought I was doing in high school was good. Man, that shit wasn't enough. Like, public school, I ain't gonna say public schooling, in my opinion, unless you go to a specialized school or maybe, like I said, a private institution, does not prepare us for college. CMS did not prepare me for college. What I'm saying right now, where I'm currently at, is not preparing these students for college. I'm not the teacher that's telling these kids, hey, you should go to college, knowing damn well if they're struggling in my class to get our work done or struggling in the school or not getting to class on time, doing these little things, don't go to college. Don't waste your money. Like, it's other things you could do, like trade school. Trades are big at where I'm at in Warren County. Like, kids can do hair. I had a student when I first started teaching, he changed the oil in my car. A lot of the students can draw. Like, unless you're specializing in the field, like the medical field, or you're trying to be a lawyer or a contractor, even though that's a trade. So a lawyer or something like that, then yeah, you got to go to your 4-year, then your specialized institution. But if you're trying to weld or you're trying to do hair, like, I think that should be pushed in schools more. Like, there should be a way for them to expedite their trade school process as opposed to a quote unquote college prep route. Because, like you said, we're in a new era. College is not necessary. Now, again, I loved college. I loved everything about it. I met my wife, met a new friend group that I'm still friends with to this day. Got pretty much a UNCG group chat. All the homies I met there. So that stuff was cool. Like, the social aspect of college, second to none. But you still got to take care of your business. And that business was hard as hell to take care of. So I say that to say, like, if knowing what I know now, like, I majored in marketing and I'm a teacher. Like, did I get some skills from marketing? Maybe. But I'm not even utilizing nothing from that. So it's like, I went to those 4 years just to get a piece of paper that proves what? What does that piece of paper prove to my employer? What does that piece of paper prove to Warren County? Shit, they hired us as teachers, and we had no teaching background. So what? Like, I just don't get that. And like I said, I'm not that teacher that's just pushing college and all my stuff. Now, if I see a student that has potential, then yeah, or potential, or like I feel like they can excel in college, I'm like, yeah, do you want to go to college? Yes, no, whatever the case may be. And I'm sharing my story. I'm saying, like, you can do it, but you got to be able to do these things. So yeah, bro. I mean, to answer your question, probably not. Based on what I know now.
I want to say something. I want to say something.
Let me hear it.
I want to say something real quick. I wanted to say two things. One is a little bit of pushback, and then one is like a legitimate question. Which one you want to hear first?
Let me hear the legitimate question first.
Okay. What all went into your decision-making process when you were picking a school to go to for college? What all was important to you? Or, matter of fact, let me slow down. What was your dream school? Did you apply to a dream school, or UNCG was your dream school?
No, I ain't had no dream school. I mean, other than Chapel Hill. But I ain't had no. Chapel Hill was expensive as hell. But I ain't have no dream school, man. I just
got you. Okay. So you applied to UNCG once you got in. That was it.
For the most part, yeah. And I, and again, with hindsight being 2020, coach, not to cut you off from your question, but I would have definitely, if I knew what I knew now and I did go to college, I would have definitely went to a HBCU. I don't feel like UNCG prepared me personally for like after college. But go ahead and continue with your question.
That's something else that we can definitely dive into. I don't know if we're gonna have time, but I've heard a lot of people, myself included, I'm on the same wavelength as you in terms of wish I would have went to a HBCU. That might have to be a story for another day because we might be able to make a whole podcast about that. But you said too, you was like, you don't feel like high school is preparing you for college. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I feel like public high school does not prepare kids for college. The majority of kids.
You see, I don't agree with that. And the reason why I don't agree with that, because it's teachers like yourself who are really, really good at what they do. And I'm just shouting you out because, I'm just throwing you your flowers. But I mean, it's a lot of teachers that take their craft extremely serious. It's a lot of teachers that their job is to prepare you for college. And I feel like a lot of teachers do a good job of that. Not all of them, but a good amount of them do, in my opinion. And I'm speaking to a teacher that I'm talking about right now as a really good example of somebody who is preparing their students for college, even though that might not be your direct intent. At the end of the day, you're trying to be the best teacher you can possibly be. But with you being the best teacher you possibly be, you're already impacting their lives to the point where once they get to college, they're in a good space. They're going to be on time. They're going to know how to respect authority. They're going to know how to problem solve. I think you're teaching them all those skills right now. And like I said, I think you're doing a hell of a job of it.
Well, first, I appreciate that, Coach. But I said schools. I'm one man. I don't have every student in the school. I have to be a realist. It's like I can't save every kid in the school or impact every kid in the school. I'm talking about when I'm talking about school, I'm talking about curriculum, structure of classes. Like at Warren County, our school, we have 100-minute classes, I believe. The classes are about an hour 30, somewhere around there, which is 90 minutes, 90 to 100-minute classes. I don't really know off the top of my head. 8 to 9. Hour and 40 minutes. Hour and 40-minute classes, bro. So 100 minutes. That's insane. In college, the only way you were taking a class that long is if it was 1 day a week and it had a lab at UNCG. I had one class that was over an hour and 15 minutes, and that was my lab class. Other than that, most of my Monday, Wednesdays classes, when I had classes Monday and Wednesday, were 50 minutes. Tuesday and Thursdays were an hour and 15. That's number one. There's no way in hell, like the brain, a kid's brain working bell to bell. No one does anything as it relates to, I guess, like learning for 100 minutes straight. We all take a break. We all take a mental break and whatnot. So that's the first part. Then as it relates to like curriculum, I feel like I don't know how it is in CMS. I'm just going off my sample of what I got. Like I just feel like it's getting easier and easier for these kids to graduate. Like they're taking things away. Like it's not a requirement to do a foreign language. It's all of these. It's so many things that are changing. Like I think now they might need like 23 credits to graduate. Like I just think now we're just, all right, let's get these kids out of these high schools. Let's get them to think they can go to college. For most of them, not even most of them, for some of them, to get there for a semester, they getting out all these student loans, then they done. Like again, I feel like what you're saying is true in a sense, because one thing I push is my kids getting to my class on time, them turning in their assignments on time, doing all of these things. However, I know, just like that they are kids. I feel like I'm an anomaly, so like I'm an outlier because a lot of the things that we deal with is disciplinary issues. So if a teacher has a disciplinary issue with a student or a class, rather, they can't really focus on the topic at hand. Whereas, like, I don't have any disciplinary issues in my class because I set the tone. But again, I'm just one man. But there's a school system, multitude of school systems that are not preparing these kids for college. And I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the inside. Like, it's just so many things I see, so many things I hear. And then I have peers who are teachers as well that that feel exactly how I do. I think one of the issues is just like, you know, it's a struggle in hiring teachers. Like North Carolina is, I think, the second worst state in the nation when it comes to teacher pay and teacher happiness. Like, I mean, I feel like math teachers should be paid more. English teachers should be paid more. You know, your core subjects should be paid more. Then it trickles down to your electives. Like, I think electives need to be, we need more electives at the school that I'm at. Like, we don't have very many electives. Like, if we're coming into this trade-based world or this IT world or this technology world, like, we have to incorporate this stuff into public schooling. Like, to me, it is redundant that if Miles Leathers doesn't want to do anything math related in college, I don't understand why Miles has to learn 5x plus 3y equals 2, and you got to solve for freaking y. Why do you need to do that, Miles?
I don't see the reason to.
I don't see the reason. I don't see the reason. And like I said, then you know, you're giving me my flowers, and it's like, I'm more so looking at it like this. I tell my kids the biggest way they can thank me is walking that stage, which is graduating high school. I feel like that's the very bare minimum. But like, always have a plan. Always have a plan with what you want to do. Like, you know, whether it's, you know, you go to a junior college, you know, for a couple of years, save a little bit of money, you know, while you're figuring out what you want to do, or you go to trade school, or, you know, you take a year off, you go straight into the workforce, you go into the military, but just having some sort of a plan, as opposed to thinking like college is the only way. Like I said, I'm not that teacher that's going, because I mean, it's kind of like, you know, you're not going to raise, when I say raise them the same, you're not going to raise Cade and Kyle, you're not going to handle them the same way. You may be able to be more stern with Kyle and have to be more sensitive with Cade, or vice versa. When my students, it's my job to pick up on these things and kind of guide them in the right direction. Like I said, I started off with freshmen. Now I got 11th graders, so they're a little bit more mature, so I can kind of have those real conversations, because shit about to get real for them. Right at the snap of their fingers, they're going to be walking that stage and they're going to figure out their next move. And I just try to use my power and my influence that I do have to just guide them in the right direction. Like, again, I have a lot of students who do hair, and they do hair phenomenally. I've had students that do nails. I've had students that cut hair, like, do all these things. And I'm pushing that stuff. I'm finding ways to support them and promote them. I put on my story today. One of my students, I can't say her name, but one of my students, she brought me, I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. She brought me this drawing that she did. I didn't even ask for it. She just did it. But like, I posted that. PD reached out to me and was like, "Yo, I want her to draw that for me. I want to give her $50." Like, just something off the strength, something as little as that. Or like I said, me supporting my student who changes oil. He changed the oil in my car. I pulled up to his crib. He changed the oil in my car. Next day, you know, I'm shooting his gun, and the guns are hunting it big here. So he had his gun. He said, "Coach McCray, you want to shoot my gun?" Hell yeah, I want to shoot your gun. So I'm in the backyard shooting his gun. Why are you changing my oil? Like, I'm just trying a way to push. Like, I feel like you got to meet the kids where they are, and that's how they buy in. Like, then it don't really matter what I'm teaching them. They'll buy into what I could be teaching them how to run through a brick wall, but because they bought into me, the teacher, they go be like, "Okay, Coach McCray said this is what we need to do to run through this brick wall, so let's go run through this brick wall." But again, I think the first thing public schools need to do is hire quality teachers, because a lot of teachers don't care. They fill in a role maybe because it pays well, but you gotta genuinely care about these kids. Meet them where they at, because they going through shit too.
Yeah.
Hold them to it. Hold them accountable. Hold them to a standard. Stand 10 toes.
So, okay. So let me ask you this. And I definitely appreciate everything that you just said. So that sparks me to ask you this question. So what would you say to a young aspiring teacher? Like, what advice would you give them? How would you guide them? How would you direct them? You know, break it down for a young aspiring. If it's me, I'm fresh out of college. You know, I'm coming up to TJ McCray. Hey, coach, I want to be a teacher. What would you say to me?
I say,
And be real now. Be real.
I'm going to. I would probably try to talk you out of it, bro. I would talk because I mean, I would be lying if I told you, oh, I enjoy teaching. I don't enjoy that shit. I tell my students that I don't. I'm doing what I gotta do to do what I want to do, which is coach basketball. Like I teach anything I've ever done in my life. I've done it to the best of my ability. My first job was busting tables at Outback Steakhouse. I felt like I was the best bus boy in Charlotte. So that's just my mindset with shit. So when it comes to teaching, y'all might not like what I'm doing or enjoy what I'm doing in a sense, but I'm gonna give it everything I got. I'm gonna pour into these kids. And these are things that my students know. Like I express this to them because the analogy I use or the connection I make with them is they hate math. I don't want to do math. You're like, yeah, I get it, y'all. I get y'all don't want to be in math. I wholeheartedly get it. I don't want to teach. But in life, sometimes you got to do what you got to do what you want to do. So I would talk you out of it, Miles. I would do my best to talk you out of it because it's not easy. You find yourself caring more than the students do about themselves. You find yourself repeating yourself time and time again. I feel like I'm a big brother / father / mentor. You wear many different hats, therapist, you name it. Like disciplinarian, and I'm a black male. I don't know how many black male teachers you had growing up, but I had 2. And my from kindergarten to 12th grade, so that's 13. For my 13 years of school, I had 2 black male teachers. So I understand the importance of having someone like me in that school or having someone like yourself in that school. But I would tell you, nah, bro, don't even walk down this path. But I said the other day, bro, if I had a business and someone applied for my job and they had teacher on their resume, I would automatically give them an interview because I feel like if you teach, you could do anything because there's so many different things that go into a skill set of a teacher that people, if you teach, you know exactly how I feel and what I'm saying. Like the shit ain't easy. And that goes from kindergarten. And I think like the elementary school teachers, God bless them. God bless those teachers because that's the real grind. See, me, I know I can't teach middle school. I can't teach elementary school because I got a filter, but I talk very real with my students. And it's like, sometimes a curse word may slip out, but again, like it's I don't know, bro. It's just like one of them things. Like that's why I can't coach middle school or little kids because I just know how I get. You know what I'm saying? And like I know sometimes with these kids, like
you real, you authentic, and sometimes that's what you got to do. You gotta be like that towards especially 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders because they start to understand. They start to really feel you, especially when you get real raw and authentic. So. Yeah, it's easy for you. I get it. I like it. We talking about teaching. You know, I gotta bring up this story, bro. And like, I shouldn't even be laughing about it, but at this point, it's funny as shit. So, for everybody who doesn't know, TJ and myself, we were teachers or. Obviously, coach is still teaching at Warren County, but I was teaching at Warren County. I had a earth environmental science class, and I had a physical science class. So my first block, it was a rough day, boy. It was a rough day, boy. My class management was not great at the time. I'm not gonna say her name. But I was getting observed. One of the administrators came in to observe my class. Class kind of getting hectic. Class kind of getting out of control. Keep in mind that the kids or the students, they rock with me. You know, I was a young black dude teaching. Like they rock with me, just like they rock with Coach TJ. So like, just this particular day, administrator come into class, sit in the back of the class. My class out of control. Everybody yelling, everybody screaming. Ain't nobody listening. I'm asking questions. Don't nobody know the answer. It just looked like a hellhole.
Hey, coach, so and it felt like a hellhole too. Remember? It felt like a hell. It was hot as hell.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Something was going on with the AC. Something was going on with the AC at Warren County, man. Shout out Warren County, man. But something was going on with the AC. All right, so I'm trying to orchestrate this exercise with my class. trying to make it look like I know what I'm doing. Class still out of control. So I start to get a little lightheaded, right? I kid you not. Like about 5 seconds after I start feeling lightheaded, I just pass out. Like pass out, hit the floor. When I tell you I have never passed out in my life, I passed out, hit the floor. All the students, they go from being wild and out of control. All of a sudden, they turn into angels. Like, Mr. Leathers, Mr. Leathers. Mr. Leathers. You okay, Mr. Leathers? Mr. Leathers, you need help. Mr. Help. Like, I'm like, it's too late now. I'm already on the floor. Oh, my goodness, bro.
Hey, Coach. I
have never passed out in my life.
Can I tell my perspective about how? So Miles was on one end, like our class, like I was the first class on the hallway. He was the last class on the hallway. So legit opposite ends of the hallway. Mr. Hargrove, I say his name. That's my dog, man. He was he was the lead custodian at Warren County High School, man. But that's my dog to this day. So like I'm teaching math. I'm teaching, you know what I'm saying? I'm teaching math. I get a knock at the little not. I'm talking it's like a little not. Oh, I got to lock in and tell the story. I opened the door. I opened the door. He said, "Hey man, your brother just passed out," and just walks away. Like I'm like, the hell you mean he just passed out? So I peek my head out my door. They got Miles sitting up. They fanning, bro. Like he got James Brown. They fanning my dog, bro. They fanning him. He drinking his water and shit. So I walked down. I'm like, bro, what the hell you got going on? He said, bro, I passed out. Like I'm like, bro, now mind you, Miles ain't tell y'all. Me, Toriano McCray Jr., hey, I'ma eat. I don't do nothing on no empty stomach. I'ma eat. Brother man, Miles, he'd come in, he had his little pack of crackers. You know what I'm saying? He eat his little pack of crackers. And then lunch, he might have a little banana. This is prior to because this was then like the first 2 weeks of school, y'all. So like I said, I'm like, bro, you gotta eat, bro. Like you gotta eat. Nah, man, I'm trying to be healthy. Well, I'm gonna die. He came in with a cracker, banana, every fucking one eat. Barely eating breakfast, skipping lunch. And then, like I said, to combat that with a hot ass classroom, we ain't built to be teachers. Like we have no business teaching science and math. We have no, and then we're getting observed. Like we just got here. We're getting observed. Like, come on now. So I felt for bruh. But the funny part about it is the kids, because kids gonna spread rumors, y'all. Like Miles said, he just passed out, right? Man, they come. So class exchange is going on. Miles with the nurse. Kids coming to my classroom. Yeah, man. I think Mr. Letters was drunk. He was drunk, y'all. He got drunk and passed out. Bro, what are y'all talking about, bro? What are y'all talking about? That is not what happened.
Oh my God.
It was quickly in that moment. I was like, yo, these kids here just gonna spread a damn rumor. Like spreading it, coming in here telling me that he drunk. Man, my man just got a little hot, passed out. Little pressure from the teacher, the admin in the back, observing him and whatnot. But the kids, let them tell the story. He was drunk, man. But boy, what a day.
Crazy, man. But let me tell you, like, after that, so it's crazy. So I think that might have been my second block. And my second block, man, leading up to that, my second block, it was a little rowdy, but no big deal. Kids being kids. From that point, from the point of me passing out to the end of my time at Warren County, that was my best class, bro. That was my best class. Yo, shout out to my second block. If you know, you know. I rock with y'all. Y'all was my favorite class by far. It's like I had to pass out to flip a switch in their head, but their grades was good. They was listening, following instructions. Hey, shout out to that second block, man. Y'all was some real ones.
And see, that's one of the things about teaching, bro. Like I said, y'all, I don't hate my job. I just don't want to teach. Excuse me. But some of the rewarding things about teaching is one thing that I love more than anything is that no day is the same. My day, I don't know what to expect, and I love that. I love that as it relates to coaching. I love that as it relates to teaching. but you feel your impact with your students. Yeah, you may fall out with them, or yeah, I may fall out with them, or I have to be hard on them. But like just yesterday, I didn't even know it was like a classroom coach appreciation day, because I have a co-teacher that teaches the math online, and I help her out inside the classroom. But she asked me to stay outside of the classroom, and when I came back in, the students had a bunch of notes for me digitally that I read, man. And that just touched me, bro. Like when a kid tells you thank you, especially kids who don't really express themselves, hold a lot of stuff in, that it does go a long way. So I do feel like I wouldn't want to teach anywhere else, because I truly feel the impact that I'm making here, and I feel like God put me here for a reason. Like a lot of these black young men and young girls need me. I'm in a predominantly black school. They need me there to share my story, to share the wisdom that the little wisdom that I do have, and just pay it forward, because I know I can name a lot of teachers that impacted me, but majority of them were black women. And those black women impacted me, like from Miss Gunn at Rocky River, Miss Fryson, my 4th grade teacher, Miss Ankrum, my 8th grade teacher, my 8th grade math teacher, Miss Edge, my 7th grade math teacher. I can go on and on about these teachers that impacted me, and most of them were hard on me. And what I mean by hard, like held me to a standard when I was falling off or slipping up or joking around. They would have those side conversations with me. So I'm doing that same thing, but really to another level, because it's necessary here, man. So like, this is one of the rewarding things about teaching, man, is the impact that you see that you're making on these kids. And when a kid tells you like, Coach, thank you, man, or Coach, I love you, I appreciate you, thank you for doing this for me. So that shit does go a long way, and like that's one of the carrots about teaching that I love.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point, I mean, it kind of spins back to what I was talking about earlier. Like I feel like a lot of these teachers, not all of them, but a lot of these teachers, like just have a profound impact on young people's lives, and they do a good job, and they take their job serious. You just named a handful of teachers that had an impact on you. I can do the same thing. Shout out to Miss Lane, shout out to Miss Copeland, shout out to Miss Wright. I've had a lot of teachers that had a positive, profound impact on my life. And like I said, it just kind of makes me think about just all the teachers. I mean, that's just a small sample size of teachers that we just named. All right. So imagine our homeboy, imagine, all the friends that we have, all the teachers that have had impact on their lives. It's just, I feel like teachers, like I said, I feel like the majority of them have really good intentions. I think they take their job serious, and the impact that they're having on the youth is big, and it's something that is pretty much going to be taken for this generation to the next generation to the next generation. So, shout out to all the teachers, man. Shout out to all the teachers. I know all the teachers, every single last one is, not great, but I do feel like for the most part, the majority of teachers, they do a good job. They work long hours. They're overworked. They're underpaid, and they're still waking up and grinding and having a positive impact on these people's lives. So, yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah, like I said, like again, like everything you said, like mainly, if you pay these teachers more. Like whoever is in control, pay teachers more. Teachers should be making good money. You know what I'm saying? Good money, like damn near close to 6 figures, and obviously be held to a standard to do your job to the best of your ability. But teaching ain't easy. It ain't for everybody. Like it's one of the hardest jobs in the world is teaching. So pay them, take care of them, and like you said, teachers gonna have good days, gonna have bad days. But if you're a teacher that's present, that shows up in the classroom, you good in my book. You good in my book, man. So, damn, that was some good dialogue, man, about teaching, man. We gotta get some teachers on here on some future episodes. I would love to get they thoughts and their experiences of in teaching, man. But that was a good talk, Coach. Man, like I said, that came up from students. We was talking about that in school in class. I can't remember the exact day we was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, that's a good little topic. I'm gonna ask Coach about that. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the students. Shout out to Andrew Smith. He's about to graduate from Brevard College. So I want to give you your early flowers, man. You better walk across that stage, walk across the stage of Warren County, about to walk across the stage of Brevard. You a legend. You a legend in my book, man. Shout out my boy Andrew Smith.
Yeah, man. Shout out Drew. Shout out Josh Robb. He's about to graduate too from Liberty.
Ooh, Josh about to graduate from Liberty. Hey, that's a good degree, my boy.
They graduate the same weekend too. So I'm gonna miss Josh Robb. I'm gonna be up at Brevard for Drews, man. But yeah, shout out to both of those boys. And anybody else that's graduating from high school soon, graduating from college soon, man. Shout out to y'all, man, because the shit ain't easy. So don't let anybody tell you different.
Not facts.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Coach. I had something else that I wanted to ask you. So just out of curiosity, so like a lot of the seniors. And I don't know if you remember this, but you remember back in high school we had a senior exit project. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
So one of my students was asking me about debate topics. They don't call it senior exit anymore, but in his English class he had to come up with a debate, and I really didn't know off the top of my head. But just out of curiosity, man, just for the sake of conversation, you remember what your topic was for your senior exit?
Dang. It's funny because college athletes getting paid now, but back when I was in high school, my senior exit was why college athletes should get paid, why they should be compensated. That's just pretty much showing my age now because now college athletes are signing major deals,
Student managers are signing major deals.
No, facts. Like I said, AJ DeBanza, he going to BYU for $7 million. When we was in high school, that was not a thing. That was not legal. That was not supposed to be happening. So that's just kind of showing our age, but that's just pretty much the way college sports has kind of trended. When we was in high school, that wasn't even really talked about. Then it started to grow. Then the debate started to grow even more. Then it started to grow even more, and now it's to the point where guys are leaving their teams. I'm gonna leave my school to go to a bigger school so I can make more money, so I can be even more, so I can be compensated even greater. And it's great, man. It's great. It's great. Shout out to all the guys getting paid, all the guys getting that bag. College athletes generate a lot of money for these institutions. We are watching the Final Four this Saturday. These institutions are making millions and millions of dollars off these players' backs, off Cooper Flagg, off Janai Broome, off Todd Pettiford, like millions of dollars off these guys' performance. So, these guys should be getting paid, and they are getting paid. So shout out to them. I feel like at the end of the day, if you're generating that much money for your institution for playing a game, you should be getting some money. I'm sorry, like it is what it is. If you don't like NIL, if you don't like these players getting paid, you need to get with the times. Simple as that.
Yeah. Cut the check. Give me my cut. But yeah, it's funny. That was my topic too, bro. But yeah, I was just curious. And then I think to close, man.
Wait. Before we get off that, I want to ask you a question.
All right, go ahead.
So, coach at I think it was Grambling, head coach at Grambling, he made a really good point, and I felt like it made a lot of sense. A lot of these low major institutions are recruiting these talented players. These talented players get to their institution. They end up balling out. They end up, putting up really good numbers. And then at the end of the year, they get into the portal and a bigger school, offers them major bag, and now they're going. So it's really to the point. The head coach of Norfolk State kind of said this. He was like, low major institutions are pretty much turning into JUCOs now in terms of recruiting these talented players, the players get into their institution playing well, and then they're just going on to the next institution just to make more money, because these lower institutions can't offer as much money as a Duke, as a Carolina, as a Kansas. So the head coach of Grambling, he said, all right, if that's going to continue to happen, which it probably is, it should be a buyout. You know, the high major school should pay the low major school to take their player. Mm-hmm. And I felt like it made sense. I felt like it made a lot of sense, really. I don't know if I'm just thinking of it from the low major head coach's perspective. But to me, that makes a lot of sense. You know, if Norfolk State recruits this player and their player comes to Norfolk, he plays well, then Duke comes in and wants to take their player. Well, I need to be paying you for that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, interesting perspective, but I feel like it makes sense. And another point that the coach made too was like, you know, out of high school, you know, these high major coaches don't want to recruit high school players no more, right, because it's kind of risky. So these high school players end up going low major. They end up balling out. And now these high majors just want to take the low major talent. Right. So I think both sides make a really good point. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's going to continue to be a trend as far as low major guys playing really well and then moving up to the high major level. I think that's going to continue to happen. And it's really nothing that the low major teams can really do about it. Like the HBCUs, you know, UNC, like UNCC, I forgot the kid's name, but UNCC had a really, really good player last year. He ended up transferring to a high major program. He ended up killing. Like, he ended up going crazy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just feel like the high major institution should have to pay, in my opinion. But yeah, what's your thoughts about that?
I simply agree. Like, I know in soccer, for example, like, clubs have to pay other clubs. Like, if You've Miles plays for Barcelona or plays for Real Madrid, and I'm the owner of Barcelona and I want to acquire you, well, there's going to be a buyout. There's a buyout that I have to pay the club in order to get you on my team. And that's pretty standard in soccer, because that happens in soccer a lot, like you said. And then I think it's a way for the smaller institutions, like, you know, similar in college football. Like, if Alabama is looking to play like a Central, you know, it beat the dog shit out of them, but they go cut them a check. Excuse me. I look at that the same way. Like, again, like you said, if I attract this talent and, you know, they enter the portal and go to you, like, there should be a buyout for this. I mean, that's what I mean. All it's a business now. NIL is like, they're amateur athletes, but they're not being compensated. So it's a business at this point. So yeah, if you're going to take this player, the school should pay the school that they're leaving, the basketball program, however they want to do that, some form of payment. So I definitely agree. 100%.
Yeah, I think that's the right way. I think that's the right way to do it. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we kind of at the point in college sports where we are trying to figure out the right way to do things. You know, all these rules are being changed, all these rules are being created, and it's still kind of like the Wild Wild West. So, you know, the NCAA is still trying to figure shit out. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think we're on the same page with that for sure.
So, man, to close, I wanted to ask you a question, but I'm going to paint the picture for our viewers. So, Monday was April Fool's Day. So I was telling my kids, like, my wife left me. She really did leave me, but she didn't leave me in the context that I was, like, delivering it. So I was telling my kids, y'all, I was like, y'all, man, my wife left me. She took the kids. I got to cook for myself. They was like, Coach McCray, it's April Fool's. It's April Fool's. It's April Fool's. Like, you ain't about to trick us. Ashley not going to leave you. I'm like, man, y'all, she really left me, y'all. Now, she left me because she's on spring break. So her and the boys went out with other family members to the beach. So she did leave me. So I showed my students the message. I was showing them the message where she was like, we're about to hit the road and all that stuff. So like, the kids, you know, some believe me, some not. But I was like, nah, y'all, she really did. You know, she left me. I got the free crib. So, like, you know, a lot of the kids was like, oh, man, Coach, you got the free crib, da-da-da-da. I said, man, y'all saying that as a teenager. Y'all have no idea what it's like to have a free crib as an adult, you know, and a parent. Like it's nothing like it. But coach, I found myself, after that first day, it was cool. That second day, I was just missing the hell out of my family. I was kind of bored. But I said it to say, what do you think is more like that? Having a free crib as a teenager, let's say like 15, 16, 17, or having a free crib as an adult? If you a family man,
having a free crib. Having a free crib as an adult blows having a free crib as a teenager out of the water. Like it's not. Tell the young
I don't even
kids
feel like
why.
that's
like a debate.
Tell them why, coach.
I mean, it's a lot that goes into it. First and foremost, being a husband, being a father, mm-hmm. that's a full-time job. Mm-hmm. To go along with the full-time job that we have to go to. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I woke up this morning, immediately took my son to daycare, immediately got on the road, went to work, mm-hmm. worked my ass off, got off work, picked up Kyler, brought him home. Then we got I get to see Kay. I get to see my wife. It's family time. Doing that up until bedtime. Mm-hmm. All right, the boys go to sleep around 9:00. So from 7:00 in the morning to 9:00 at night, like mm-hmm. I'm working. Like I'm getting to it. My mind is racing. My mind's going a mile a minute. Like
you locked in.
Once it hit about 9:00, once I get to like 9:00, that's when I can kind of like decompress. Mm-hmm. But then by that time, it's time to go to bed. And then you wake up and you do it all over again. Right. Mm-hmm. So imagine the structure of that day every day, even on Saturdays, because I work on Saturdays too. So, I mean, it's just a constant grind. Mm-hmm. And it's beauty in the grind too. So, I'm not saying, the grind sucks because, at the end of the day, I'm blessed for sure. But yeah, it's not too much alone time that you get. And I'm the type of guy, I can speak for myself, speak personally. I really value my alone time. I've always been like that. I was like that before Mariah. I was like that before kids. I'm just a type kind of, I'm not like introverted or anything like that, but, I just value my alone time. I value having my thoughts amongst myself, kind of just being in my own little zone, so I don't really get that much alone time. So when I finally do get that alone time, it just hits different versus when you're a teenager, you really don't have no responsibilities. Yeah, you can do what you want. You can throw a party at the crib, whatever the case may be, but it's nothing like having a free crib as an adult. And don't get me wrong, it's not like, oh, I need a free crib for 2 weeks, maybe right. A day or two, and then I'm good. I'm back locked in. You feel me? So, I say, to answer your question, the free crib as an adult, it just hit way different versus of the free crib as a teenager. That's not even comparable to me.
And students, there you have it. Like I knew you was gonna say that. I just wanted to share your perspective on it because I agree. And like I said, and that goes, for my wife too. Like I know I want to be intentional about her getting, her free time, her mommy time, as they say, man. But like I look at even my kids, like one thing Cassius Ali McCray don't play about is his independent time. Like there are times when Cash in his own little world and like Chosen's trying to mess with him. I'm like, Chosen, come here. Like, you know how your brother get. Let him have his time to do what the hell he want to do when he in his mode or just on his little tablet. Mm-hmm. Like, leave him be. But yeah, man, like you said, bro, like, they left Tuesday. So when I came home from work Tuesday, it was cool. I cooked for myself. I mean, just cleaned. It's just quiet. But I enjoy my time alone. But I mean, honestly, once Wednesday hit, you just miss them. Like when it's part of your routine, you just miss them. But like, I'm not taking this alone time for granted. But like, and I know you can feel me. Like, of course, we miss our families and whatnot. But alone time is definitely important. But I felt like, I'm glad they come back tomorrow. I'm gonna give my wife a big hug, kiss. My boys, I can't wait to spend time with them this weekend because I just felt like when I'm calling them on the phone, it's like, hey, daddy, all these, we went to the beach, all that stuff. Cash just talking, and all these things, man. But it's like, he missed me, I miss him, or he probably ain't even thinking about me for real, until we talking on the phone because he having such a good time. But yeah, man, I was just curious about your thoughts about the free crib, man. Like as an adult, man, it's not like it. And this is our space. Growing up, it was our mom's space, your parents' space, my mom's space. Whereas now, this is my space. So like, I can do whatever the hell I want. So,
yeah, facts. Absolutely. What all does? You said you had the free crib for a couple of days. Like, what have you done? Like, elaborate a little bit about what you've been kind of doing.
So definitely, like I said, I'm on this way. I'm not really trying to eat out, but I started back working out again April 1st. It was just ironic they was leaving this week too. But so I've been in the gym. It's been going good. Working out after school with one of my players. That's gonna be incorporated anyway. But as far as like at home, playing my game, playing my PS5, watching basketball. I cleaned up a lot, like the living room is clean. It's funny. Ashley called me today. She was like, "You cleaned up your space," and my space is the living room because I'm always in here. And she was like, I said, "Yeah," and she was like, "Well, it ain't gonna be the case tomorrow," and we all know that's why because it's that treacherous duo coming back, so they gonna have them some fun. I actually booked the boys a table today, man, because they Chosen don't use his hot chair no more than the table we had. That was just for Cash too small. Like if they eat that together, Chosen is reaching in Cash's food. So I got the boys a table that I built today. I said cleaned up, just did a lot of cleaning, bro. Really just getting my space clear. And just chilling and enjoying, but playing my music loud, watching, like I said, TV. Nothing crazy, bro. Really just cooling, bro. Just chilling, like doing whatever I want to do, and not really. Oh, and sleeping good. I can't even neglect that. I've been sleeping good, napping, sleeping. Man, it's been that's really what I guess I value the most in the alone time is like I'm gonna have uninterrupted. And when I say alone, like sleeping ain't nothing like sleeping with my wife, but like got the king size bed and like I gotta roll all the way over here. I can roll my ass all the way over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. I ain't got to worry about going to get Chosen from his crib, or if Cash would hear his feet patting on the floor on the way to the room. I ain't got to worry about none of that. Nathan, man, I ain't, bro. It's cool, man. So that's pretty much what's been going on, bro. Nothing too crazy, bro. I'm a boring dude. I'm a boring dude, bro. Same old shit. Just ain't nobody in the house.
I feel you. Yeah. I feel like, especially when I have the few times, I guess, that I do get the free crib, a lot of times I'm just playing music. Got the headphones in, listening to music, kind of in my own world. Shout out Lil Durk. Hey, his album is fire. Shout out Lil Durk, man. Deep Thoughts, man. If you haven't heard it, tap in.
Album is fire. But Coach, when you at the crib by yourself, you listen to music on your headphones?
Yeah. I definitely do.
Man, you doing it backwards, bro.
But a lot of times too, I got my headphones in because I'm also on the phone. Like, when Kyler K, Mariah not here, like I got time to talk on the phone. So, I got my headphones in just in case I need to make a phone call, just in case I need to listen to a podcast. Yeah. Definitely got the headphones in for sure.
Nah, man, I got to speak, got to blast it, bro. Got to blast the music loud, gang. Loud as hell. Like, and I'm in the country, y'all. Like I said, I wish I could. So I'm in the country, bro. I have no neighbors. Not a neighbor. I gotta walk up my path before I see a neighbor, bro. So I can scream as loud as I want, do whatever the hell I want to do, man. Like I'm playing my music, blasting that shit obnoxiously. That's my kind of being home alone. But yeah, Coach, man. I think this was another classic episode, Coach, man. I'm eager to see what the viewers think about some of the topics that we discussed. We definitely appreciate y'all for showing us love. Please continue to follow us and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Let us know what topics you want us to discuss. Let us know guests you want to see. And keep showing love. Give us feedback, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. No Pressure Podcast signing out.